Hey friend, welcome to Self Transformed, a podcast redefining self-care through simple fitness, nutrition, and mindset habits. I'm your host, Emily Nichols, certified personal trainer, Whole30 coach, and Taco Tuesday enthusiast. Hey, I know the struggle is real when it comes to taking care of you. I too am a busy working mom who felt physically and emotionally drained until I took action on my own transformation journey. I finally found the solutions to feeling confident and living a healthy lifestyle that doesn't feel hard, and now I'm on a mission to equip you with sustainable tools to help transform your life from the inside out, guilt-free. Together, we will simplify your health and fitness into daily habits that don't feel like another thing on your long to-do list, but daily actions that light you up instead. So if you're ready to redefine self-care and step into your own self-transformation, then let's do this. Hey gang, coming at you with a bonus episode because this is something very, 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 very important that I want you to hear and take to heart when it comes to the Whole30. Okay, before we get into this episode, just a reminder, you can go to bit.ly/Whole30 Anytime and use the code JulyWhole30 and get $50 off the Whole30 Anytime course. That is good now just through the month of July. After July, it's donezo, it's gone. The Whole30 Anytime course will still be there, but it will be at not the discounted price. I want you to save a few bucks for sure. If you're like me, if I get a coupon, I'm like, score. But go try that out if you're wanting to do the Whole30 and need a little extra accountability from a Whole30 certified coach like me and someone who's just been through the Whole30. You know, I'm at a point right now where I don't need to do the Whole30 anymore because I'm living in my food freedom. And that's what I coach people through as far as what food freedom can look like through my program, Self Transform You. But sometimes you need to be able to evaluate your habits and relationship with food a little bit deeper, and Whole30 can certainly help you do that. So go to bit.ly/Whole30 Anytime, use the code JulyWhole30, save you $50 off the course. And just a reminder, on Wednesday, July 21st at 9 a.m. Eastern in my free Facebook community, I'm hosting my monthly mini workshop, 15 minutes or less, get you in and out the door. If you can't watch it live, that's okay. You can watch the replay. This month, I am talking about easy meal prep for busy women. Hello. This is something we've been talking a lot about there in the group. So I'd love for you to join us for that monthly mini workshop. If you can't do the live, like I said, you can watch the replay and you can join now and go to the guide section to check out previous worksheets and workshops that I've hosted there within the group. You can just go to bit.ly/self-transformed-fam, F-A-M, because we are family, and check it out there. There's also lots of funny memes and GIFs because that makes me happy and all of us happy. Okay, let's get into this bonus episode. It's a quickie. I'm not going to take up a lot of your time. I want you to really hear this though. I'm going to give you 3 reasons why you shouldn't skip your Whole30 reintroduction. Okay? This is the most important part of your Whole30. Everyone thinks you just get to day 31 and you go face first into some pizza or margaritas or tacos and cookies. I'm listing all my favorite things. No, absolutely not. That is not in the spirit of the program. And it really does disservice to yourself after committing to something for 30 days. Okay. This is something we cover a lot in the Whole30 Anytime course, and we start prepping you for it about 2 weeks before the end of your Whole30. So why is this so important? Well, I know why it is because I skipped my reintroduction on my very first Whole30 back in 2015. My husband and I did. We did the Whole30 right before we were going on vacation. Day 31, we landed in Florida, and it was just a roller coaster, a snowball, a roller coaster and then a snowball just straight down as far as my eating patterns went. I reverted back to all my old unhealthy habits when it came to food and sugar and alcohol. And I kind of undid what I learned about myself in the 30 days of the Whole30. So I did have that realization of what I was doing as far as my habits and relationship around food, but 30 days really just wasn't enough for it to turn all the way around. Now, what is the reintroduction? It's a way for you to systematically reintroduce those foods that you eliminated over time in a systematic way to see what effects they have on you physically and mentally. Now, I did do the reintroduction the right way the second time I did a Whole30, and I learned quite a few things about myself, such as dairy makes me break out, okay? It has to be really worth it to me if I'm going to have like ice cream, especially like soft serve ice cream like from Dairy Queen. I will break out guaranteed after I have that. It has to be worth it to me or in a small portion. Also, it makes my stomach upset, and gluten makes me bloat like no other. But I would have never found this out if I didn't systematically reintroduce these foods after my Whole30. Okay, so there's two different routes you can take with the reintroduction. A slow roll, which is you reintroduce over time. So like say maybe over a month's time, you're like, oh, I'm going to reintroduce legumes. So like beans, for example. I'm going to have some peanut butter and I'm going to have some black beans. And you just reintroduce that particular food group. Go back to eating Whole30 for a couple of days and see how your body or your brain, your heart, everything reacts to that, okay? The fast track route is a 10-day schedule. I have an actual schedule I provide to my clients within the Whole30 Anytime Course where like day 1, you reintroduce legumes, you eat Whole30 for 2 days. Day 3 or 4, you reintroduce, say, grains, for example, okay? So it's a systematic way to really get that data about your body and how you act, or how your body reacts to those foods, okay? You've gathered a little bit of information about yourself as far as your habits and relationship around food, but this gives you the actual data as far as what these foods might be doing to your body, okay? So make sure when you scheduled your Whole30, you know, last week we talked about making sure on the last episode to make sure that it's during a convenient time for you, but make sure you include the reintroduction when you're making that schedule, okay? So here are 3 reasons why you shouldn't skip your Whole30 reintroduction out. We know a little bit more about it. So number 1, you won't get the data back about your body's and mind's response to food. You won't. You won't be able to know this. So I've mentioned on the show before my husband did our first Whole30 and did the reintroduction the right way, he had this weird like eczema patch on his elbow. And after we did the reintroduction, we figured out it was like black beans was making this random patch of eczema pop up on his elbow. So random, but we were able to learn that by doing that systematic reintroduction. Okay, so you want that data. You want that data. That is absolutely number 1. Number 2, if you do go face first into a pizza on day 31, then your Whole30 really just becomes another diet. It just becomes another diet where day 1 through 30, you restricted these foods, probably because you just wanted to lose weight. I get it. That's why I did the Whole30 the first time. I was like, okay, I'm going to lose some weight. No, absolutely not. So you need to remember why you started. Why did you want to do the Whole30 in the first place? If it is because you wanted to lose weight, I got a rude awakening for you. Yeah, you might lose weight, but then you'll just go back to your old eating patterns and not knowing why you're bloated all the time. Okay? So it just becomes another diet if you just go face first into a pizza on day 31. It just does. So, and number 3, that data you gather back after your reintroduction will guide your food freedom. Okay? So like I mentioned earlier, I know what dairy and gluten does to me. But I now know through my own process of food freedom what foods are worth it to me or not. And I can eat a couple chocolate chip cookies versus eating like the whole package now and feel okay about that. I lose the guilt around it, but I also know my stomach won't be quite as bloated, for example. Okay? So that data is going to be able to help guide your food freedom. It's not just going to be so loosey-goosey. You'll actually have some data backing that up for you. So bonus tip since you're still hanging out here with me, friend. So if you're interested in learning more about food freedom, I would highly suggest getting the book Food Freedom Forever. I'll make a link for it in the show notes. It's my favorite Whole30 book. I could read it or listen to it every week and feel like I still learned something new about it. Melissa Urban provides a lot of really great, she's the co-creator of Whole30. She provides a lot of really great strategies for after your Whole30, evaluating what food freedom means to you and what it looks like based on what you learned about yourself during your Whole30. Even if you've never done a Whole30, it's still really great advice and tips as far as designing what food freedom looks like to you. Okay, so that's a bonus tip for you. Go get Food Freedom Forever. Such a great book. But friend, reintroduction is personal to you. I have a lot of clients, they get to the end of their end of their Whole30 and they're like, I don't want to like ever not do Whole30 because they feel so amazing. Friend, Whole30 is not Whole365 because that's not sustainable or that's not fun, but you just feel so good. And that's when you start to design what your food freedom looks like to you. But that's personal to you as much as your reintroduction is to you. Sometimes I have people say, hey, there's a certain food I don't want to reintroduce. Like I don't have room for pasta in my life, for example. Oh, sorry. Real life with the dogs here. Reintroduction is personal to you. So if there's even certain foods you don't want to reintroduce, that's totally okay. All right, gang? So if you learned anything today, the biggest tip is don't skip your reintroduction after your Whole30, okay? Even if you need some help with that, I know a big reason I skipped it was because I was using Whole30 as just a diet, and plus I didn't understand. I just didn't understand the reintroduction process. So I can help you through that through my Whole30 Anytime course. Again, you can save $50 off this whole month with the code JulyWhole30 when you go to bit.ly/Whole30 Anytime. And I'll see you in my free mini workshop on the 21st. Head there now at Self Transformed Fam. So friend, I'll see you next time and maybe really soon in my Facebook community. P.S. Don't skip the reintroduction. All right, gang. See you soon. Hey girl, real quick, before you go, if you love today's show and know your girlfriends need to hear this message too, then grab a screenshot, post it to your Instagram stories, and tag me at EmilyNichols22 because the more mamas out there hearing this message, the more empowered we'll all feel to take care of ourselves so we can pour from a full cup. Or the #1 way you can thank me for this podcast is to leave a rating and review in iTunes. That way, more mamas will find the show here too. Love you and appreciate you, girlfriends. See you next time.